God is, through this passage, is giving us a caution against coveting. A caution against coveting. Look at what Ahab said in verse 2. Ahab said to Naboth, "Let me have your vineyard to use for a vegetable garden, since it is close to my palace. In exchange, I will give you a better vineyard, or if you prefer, I will pay you whatever it's worth." The request was sinful. Why? Because Ahab wanted something that didn't belong to him, and he wanted something that God had said he can't have because it didn't properly belong to him. So what was Ahab's sin? It was a sin of coveting, of wanting something that God said he could not have. So what does it mean to covet? I'll give you a definition. I think I've said it before. Coveting is having an inordinate desire for something that doesn't belong to you. And it's often associated with greed and with jealousy. That's what's going on here. But I don't want to just stop here with Ahab's sin of coveting. I want you to see how his sin of coveting progresses throughout the story. I'm going to put it up on the screen so you can see the progression. Ahab begins with the sin of coveting, and this coveting led to a false testimony against Naboth, right? Remember the two scoundrels that said, oh, he blasphemed God, he spoke against the king. So his coveting led to lying. And the lying led to murder, because they took him out and they stoned him and they put him to death. Then the murder led to theft because they took possession of his property. Wait a second, I thought that was supposed to stay in the family. That should have rightfully gone to Naboth's children, and he's got sons. Look at the progression. Coveting, false testimony, murder, and theft. Sin is never satisfied. His desire for this kingdom, for this vineyard, cost him his kingdom and his life in the end for Ahab. But instead of coveting, instead of always wanting to have what doesn't belong to us, what should characterize those who follow Jesus Christ? I'll put it up on the screen. What should characterize our lives is contentment. And one of the ways that you can manifest contentment in your life is in this way. Instead of always coveting after what you don't have, God is calling us to be thankful for what we do have. To be thankful for what He has given to us. And to understand that what God has entrusted to us doesn't belong to us, it belongs to Him. I was thinking about that verse. Instead of saying, the land is mine, we could go through the list of everything that we own. We could say, the house is mine. The car is mine. That child is mine. That job is mine. For us to understand, listen, everything we have has been given to us by God, and in response to what God has given to us, I want to respond with thanksgiving and with contentment in my life. If I don't have it, it's because I don't need it. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't have desires or we can't have, I'm going to school, I want to study, I want to get my degree, there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm talking about is an inordinate desire to say, I am not going to be happy in my life unless I get that thing. That's not from God.